In just under 7 hours from now, the West Indies will be playing their first match of 2023 when they take on Zimbabwe in the first of two test matches at the Queen's Sports Club in Bulawayo, Africa. And nothing less than a win will suffice the West Indies supporters. After winning two test series in 2022, one against Bangladesh and another against the motherland, England, West Indies suffered a mauling by Australia in December, and supporters of the West Indies are expecting them to be like a wounded lion when they take on Zimbabwe tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. in the Eastern Caribbean and 3 a.m. in Jamaica. Hello, everyone. This is the Cricket Forum, and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show. Please slash a like on the video, share, and subscribe, and support Best Buy USA, who is sponsors of today's show. Earlier this week, I named my 11 for the test match, and that 11 is on the screen. I've left out Reefer, Roach, Thomas, and Warrican from the 15 that is in Zimbabwe. I expected this team to start. If Reefer play and bat at 3, it will tell me that coach Andre Coley or bowling coach Kenneth Benjamin, they are not in charge of this team, but instead it's Desmond Haynes. Reefer should not play in this match. I've said on many occasions, I have nothing against Reefer. And if you look back at the video that I did when the World Cup team was selected and everyone was bashing Reefer selection, you will see in that video that I defended Reefer to the tilt. But I do not think that Reefer has the skill or the technical ability to survive in Test cricket. And although Zimbabwe will be without some of its star players, because Zimbabwe will be without Sikandar Raza, Ryan Burl, Tenda Chatara, Blessing Muzarabani, the tall fast bowler who I think would have given West Indies some trouble. But with the absence of Blessing Muzarabani, we expected that batsman. There we go again with the internet. It blocks out right away. For the entire evening, there was no issue with it. But as long as I choose to go live, it starts blocking out. So Blessing Muzarabani, who was expected to lead the Zimbabwe attack, he is absent due to injury. Sean Williams, the longtime captain, the regular captain, he also has not recovered from his injury. Sikandar Raza, he is in Abu Dhabi playing in the International League T20. So those players, 5 players from Zimbabwe, who are regular in their test team, will not be taking part in this match. Now those 4 names that you see down the bottom, 4 names, those are players that are in Zimbabwe squad that is getting a call up to the Zimbabwe squad for the first time. Now, those names are difficult for me to pronounce, but they are there down the bottom. Joyla Gombe, who is expected to be the wicketkeeper in this match, is going to be making his debut. When I have decided that these are the 11 players that will be in the Zimbabwean team for this test match, those are my 11. Craig Irvin will captain the side in the absence of Sean Williams due to injury. But those are my 11 in the Zimbabwe team, and these are my West Indies 11. I expected, I believe, I know West Indies should win this match and should win it comfortably, especially with the absence of so many star players. Zimbabwe to win 1-0 or draw. No tournament. Zimbabwe will not win, or this match will not draw. They got this. They got this. The champion, they who got this. West Indies. That's a good team. Bat first and pile on 400. Thank you, Supernova 22. I hope we do. What if Thomas plays? I would not have an issue with Thomas playing. I am saying that the 11 that I have shown, that is my 11. You can select your 11 because this is a discussion program. It's a community where opinions are welcome. So I do not have an issue with Thomas play. Thomas played in that one test match in Australia. He wasn't magnificent, but he never embarrassed himself. You could say it was an average performance. And playing only one test match, he deserves another chance. The only thing that I would not give him that opportunity in this match. The 11 that I selected, those are the 11 that I will be playing. Zimbabwe missing like 4 of their best players. Yes, I named them. These are the players that Zimbabwe are missing. Sikanda Raza, Ryan Bird, Tenda Chahara, Blessing Musa Rabani, and Sean Williams. Sean Williams is their regular captain. Blessing Musa Rabani is that tall fast bowler that is capable of bowling 90 miles per hour and have given batsmen all over the world trouble. But he's missing because of injury. And this, as I said, will be my 11 for the match. To your comments again, what if Thomas played Zimbabwe, the champion? I think they should pick someone from back home who is a genuine number 3 batsman like Hodge and work with him for there. The champion, I am saying, and I have said this since week, we all have our favorite players. Many persons have their favorite players not selected. But now that the team is in Zimbabwe, now that the squad is in Zimbabwe, we have to forget about our favorite players and support those who are there right now. I would have loved to see Brandon King there. Surely, I would have loved to see him there. So the champion, I'm asking you to get behind the team now. If they do not perform, then we talk about the South African tour and who should get dropped and who should continue to play. But right now, those 15 players are the 15 players that are in Zimbabwe. So let us support that team. Let us support the team that is in Zimbabwe. A century for Tage. We do hope that he gets a century. Bowling should show their class, yes. So the fact Burl and Raza missing this test series to play test is disappointing. Surely, out of all big names series, West Indies is the one they should feel they could win. That is true. Now, it is expected, as Casanova said, the pitch in Bulawayo, it is generally a batting friendly pitch for the first part of the match. It usually is good for batting in the first 2-3 days of the match. After that, it usually deteriorates and the spinners usually comes into their own. And maybe that's why Desmond Haynes had said that he is picking 2 left-arm spinners because the condition at Bulawayo generally favor left-arm spins. I am not sure about that, but what I know that in the past, the pitch at Bulawayo is generally good for batting in the first 3 days, 3.5 days, and after that, it starts to deteriorate. I would suggest if West Indies win the toss, they should win and bat first and put a good total on the board. I do not really see this Zimbabwe bowling threatening the West Indies batting, and I will be really disappointed if we should make less than 500 runs in our first innings. Rain is expected for the duration of the match. It is expected that the match tomorrow morning may start late due to rain. Tomorrow is the day that rain is expected to fall the hardest. There's a 70% chance of rain tomorrow. Rain will continue throughout the match, on and off, but tomorrow is the most likely day that rain will fall. So this match, due to rain, I'm not sure if we're going to get a result. But if there's time, the West Indies should be able to win this match, and the West Indies should be able to win this match comfortably. So I have named my West Indies 11, and I'm saying that they should win the toss and bat, weather permitting. The match will start 3 a.m. in Jamaica. It will be on Flow Sport. I do not know if Flow is in the rest of the Caribbean, but in Jamaica, it will be on Flow Sports 1, starting at 3 a.m. In the Eastern Caribbean, you can check Fan Craze. I think it will be on Fan Craze in the Eastern Caribbean, starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Back to your comments. Zimbabwe board allows Raza to make some money. I read that today. Thank you for that breaker environment. Original. That the middle order have to show up. They will show up again. I agree. Thank you for agreeing. Thank you for agreeing, the champion. Thank you. In our regional 4-day cricket competition, which is going on presently, I am very impressed with the standard of the cricket being played. To be honest, I've said yesterday or this morning that is the highest standard of regional cricket that I've seen in the past 8 to 10 years. I think today the standard slackened a bit due to fitness. I just think that there was a fitness issue, especially in the Windward Volcanoes versus Trinidad and Red Force match. I think Darius Martin, I think he slacked off and his pace dropped considerably on the 4th day. So some work can be done there. I'm not criticizing the man. I'm just pointing out something that he can work on. His pace dropped off badly this evening. And I believe that if his pace did not fall off so badly, maybe, just maybe, Windward Island Volcanoes could have pushed harder for that victory. So in that match, Windward Islands Volcano had made 243 in their first innings, in which Trinidad and Tobago Red Force replied with 315. In the second innings, Windward Island Volcanoes, with a masterful knock from Kemani Melius, who must be high in West Indies team selection, were 425 for 5 before they declared. I think the declaration was a little late, especially that Athanaze got out in the first over. Was it the first or second over? He got out very early. And I was at the time thinking that the Windward Island Volcanoes may not declare early because they would probably want Athanaze to make 100. But since Athanaze got out that early, I expected that the Windward Volcanoes would have declared earlier. In the end, a good innings of 79 from Jason Mohammed see Trinidad hanging on for a draw at 225 for 7, effectively 225 for 8, because Mohan would have not been able to bat. It was a good knock, a good mature knock from Jason Mohammed. Ryan John got 3 for 27 in that second innings, taking 8 wickets in the match. And to know that on Tuesday morning, Ryan John did not know that he was going to play, it was because another player came down injured that Ryan John was drafted into the team. He was not even in the squad. He was not even in the squad, but he was the ideal replacement for the player that was injured, and he was drafted in the team. So the first match, which started on Tuesday, end today in a draw. The other 2 matches will see their final day tomorrow. But before I look at the 2 matches, I will read your comment. This has been the best start to the 4-day in a while. I believe so, Original. In my judgment, I see it as a very competitive tournament. I love the standard. I am very pleased with the standard. And I saw Supernova switching from matches to matches and giving his opinion. That was very good, Supernova. Host Breaker Environment is Breaker Benjamin, just using my YouTube channel. Oh, well done, Breaker. Oh, come on, Curry Boat. You should tell me, man. Curry Boat, you should tell me. Curry Boat. Okay, very good that you are here, Curry Boat. Red Force has no bowling. They will suffer. According to Sheldon Smith, Red Force is using their third string bowling attack. When you look at the fact that Gabriel, Phillips, Seals are all out, it's a really depleted, and Anderson, it's a really depleted Red Force bowling attack. And the Windward Island Volcanoes capitalized. And in a ruthless display of batting, they flogged the Trinidad and Red Force bowling. Original, would you select Kimani Melius for the test if he gets 2 more scores of 100? Most certainly. I want to tell you something, Original. If he had made the double century, Kimani Melius was 8 runs away from booking his ticket to South Africa. He may still be on that plane, but if he had made that double century at 22 years old, making a double century, Cricket West Indies would be forced to select him, and he would have to be on that plane to South Africa. I think what happened at 192, Kimani Melius was in dreamland. He was in a trance. He didn't know where he was. He was just on autopilot. He was just unable to manage the situation. And that's why he got out. He was in Giddyland. As I said, he was in Giddyland. If I was batting with him, as I said earlier this morning, I would have guided him to that 200. Unfortunately, it did not happen, but well played, Kimani Melius. Is Jason Mohammed using this tournament to make a way back in the West Indies team, or is just a senior player molding players? He's just a senior player molding players. What's the expectation among wicket keepers? Because it's like Joshua De Silva is cemented. Well, that's it. When you have a good wicket keeper, you cannot just remove him. Joshua De Silva is showing good gloves work. His gloves work have improved. And there are times when I've criticized his gloves work, but it has improved, and he's batting very well, and he's showing good techniques. These wicket keepers just have to continue to put pressure on him, and we wish for the best. Yes, Corrigot, how you doing? Silva deserves the same chance they give Ramdin, Carlton, all of them. True, that is so true. Now the second match that is going on, and in which we saw a dramatic collapse from the Guyana Harper Eagle this afternoon. Guyana Harper Eagle having made 371 in their first innings, with Matthew Nadu getting 126, in which Shane Holder, the off-spinner from Barbados, got in 4 for 72. And I was very impressed with Jair McAllister. I think that Jair McAllister is the real deal. He hit the pitch very hard, and he got 3 wickets in that first innings. So Guyana Harper Eagle, having made 371 in their first innings, struggled to 91 for 8 in their second innings. So at the close of play, they were 91 for 8. Barbados made 220 in their first innings, with Shane Mosley getting 65. Shane Dorridge was unable to bat, so they were all out for 220, batting 1 man short. I saw some news reporter saying that Barbados were 220 for 9. They declared that 220 for 9. Nonsense. They did not declare 220 for 9. Shane Dorridge was unable to bat, so they are all out. That's the law of cricket. They did not declare. He was unable to bat, therefore Barbados were all out for 220. But having been all out for 220 and surrendering the lead of 151, Barbados, through their pace bowling, struck back with venom. At the close, Jordan had gotten 3 wickets for 18, and Harding has also picked up 3 wickets to leave Barbados at 91 for 8, leading by 242. So that match is nicely poised going into the final day. Also, the match between Leeward Islands Hurricane and the Jamaica Scorpion is also nicely poised. The Leeward Island Hurricane having made 260 with Jeremiah Louis making 78 and Minley getting 3 for 28 for Jamaica, restricted Jamaica Scorpion to 234 in their first innings. Leroy Lugg made 79 and Rakeem Cornwall clearly sending a message to Cricket West Indies selectors, getting 5 for 54. Cornwall, once again with his performance, is going to cause great controversy in the region. Whether it's going to come down to fitness or performance. Cornwall has divided opinion in the region. When the Leewards batted a second time, the Leewards were in trouble and Cornwall came to the crease and made a big lingering 56 not out. So presently Cornwall, having gotten 5 wickets in the Jamaican innings, is now on 56 not out as the Leeward Islands Hurricane close at 198 for 7. Jamie Merchant have gotten 2 for 27 so far. But Cornwall is going to divide opinion. We saw earlier this week where Dane Van Nieker was missed out of selection for the South African World Cup team because she failed her running test by 18 seconds. And that has caused a lot of controversy in South Africa. Here again, with the performances of Cornwall, it is going to cause a great controversy in the West Indies. There are divided opinion. The thing that I have always said, and this is not, I'm not saying that I would not pick Cornwall. I personally do not know where I stand on the issue. Because what's bothered me, and I'm being honest here, what bothers me about Cornwall is that Cornwall used to weigh 316 pounds, and according to Cricket West Indies, he's now weighing 416. So he has put on 56 pounds. 360. Let me get that right. He used to weigh 360 pounds. That is according to Cricket West Indies. And he's now weighing 416 pounds. And that is a negative against Cornwall. That is a disadvantage against Cornwall. And I'm not here blaming Cornwall because I really think that he has a strong character. And some of the things that I've heard being said about Cornwall is downright disrespectful and downright abusive. And he really has a strong character for all the abuse that he has faced to go out there day after day and perform. So I will not say that I will not pick Cornwall, and I'm not saying that I will pick him. I would have to give it some thought. But he moving from 360 pounds to 416 did not help his cause. I wish that something can be worked out. Please remember to slash a like on the video, share and subscribe. Rakeem Cornwall and Jeremiah Louis batting well like Colin Archibald. I love Colin Archibald. I really think Colin Archibald should have been in Zimbabwe. But as I said, let us support those who are there. Boy, oh boy, Jimbo performing, lal. That is so true. He's really performing. And Jimbo is expected to be the star when Jamaica bat in their second innings. I really think Jamaica batting is a little short. I want Jamaica to win, but I think their batting is a little short. But just like Ryan John, who got into the team because someone has to pull out, Abijay Mansingh, the son of West Indies medical advisor Dr. Mansingh, is playing in this Jamaica team because Alwyn Williams had a medical emergency and was to pull out of the team. I am hearing, I cannot confirm it, but the rumor is that he did a medical test before he leave Jamaica. And while on the field on Wednesday, the result came. And from the result that they saw, they have to pull him from the game immediately. But Abajay Mansing have scored a half century for Jamaica in this match and have gone 5 wickets so far, the replacement of Alvin Williams. We wish Alvin Williams a speedy recovery and wish him all the best and hope that he'll be able to return to cricket. The corn gone to work. He go fire for the first hour. Okay, that is true. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Against Trinidad today, the windwards went. I don't understand Claude Murphy. Raheem Cornwall will give the selectors a headache. He's already causing controversy in the region. Nikema Jacobs, welcome to the show. Thank you for contributing. Hi, good night. My 11 for the first test, Bradway, Chandapal, Thomas, Blackwood, Mayers, Older, Silva, Joseph, Roach, Motti, Gabriel. Is that 11 or 12? Let's check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you're leaving out Bonner. Okay, you're leaving out Bonner and you're playing Roach instead of Bonner. Isn't that batting a little short? We will only be playing 3 specialist batsmen, Nikema Jacobs. But your opinion are welcome, and I'm glad that you have put your team. Maybe, just maybe, that is a team that will be playing tomorrow morning. The match starts at 3 a.m. Jamaica time, 4 a.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. Looks like West Indies are blessed with spinners who can bat. The right decisions just have to be made. That is true, champion. Cornwall is his own problem. Cornwall is his own problem. That's a good point there. That's a good point. He needs to shed some weight. Yes, today turned down a number of singles. I count 25. There was a catch. There was a catch on Thursday, Claude Murphy. There's a catch on Thursday when Cornwall had to move to his right. Colin Archibald was bowling to the Jamaican captain, Paul Palmer. And Cornwall dropped that catch because of a lack of mobility. It was clear that if he was more mobile, he would have taken that catch. And I saw it today. There was a ball that went to long on where the fielder have to run from mid-on to collect the ball. And they run only a single. I saw that one in particular, Claude Murphy. I played cricket with Jimbo representing Antigua at the youth level. He's a team player and has strong cricket character. Thank you, Charlie X. Thank you for that. It is good. You could tell us a little more about Jimbo. Question to you. What do you think about Brian Charles Lara as a performance mentor? That first part of the sentence, I believe that Brian Lara will instill a level of discipline and raise the standard among the players. I believe that it is either going to work or Lara is going to leave. I'm a little disappointed that I'm not hearing any squealing coming from the players as yet. I believe that maybe why we have not heard any squealing coming from the players as yet is that Lara wants to see this first test match first. He wants to see what happened in this first test match before he started dictating things. But I think it's a good decision. Do you think it's the right decision of making him performance mentor? Yes, I do, as I said. How will it help West Indies team in all formats? Now, Brian Lara is a winner. These guys are not accustomed to winning. Once Lara can transfer his mindset and his champion attitude and all his experience, once he can transfer that knowledge to the players, and the players have a change in attitude and start to work harder. Remember that Lara was a very hard and diligent worker. These set of players, for the most part, are jokers. If Lara can get them to change that attitude and start working very hard, we will see a much, much better and more improved West Indies cricket team. Opening partnership need to go strong. Yes, they will go strong as usual. I'm hoping that Chanda Paul can push on. He's off to a good start, not a great start. But we need Chanda Paul to push on. It is time now that he pushed on and give us a good score of 100 or more. I'm not saying that if he should make a low score or he failed in this match, we should pressure him. But the next time that he gets a start and reach 30, 40, we need a big one from him. If Chanda Paul get a start again, he should go on and score big. That is my view. Also, you had to get your rest. Yes, I'll be getting my rest. I'll be up 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. I may come back live to watch the match. Lanza Blake, good night. Thank you for joining the conversation. First time I'm seeing you, but thank you. Do you know if his weight is a result of medical or genetic issues? Charlie X, can you answer that for me, please? I do not know Lance Blake, but Charlie X, who played cricket with him, is in the chat, and I'm hoping that he can answer. Sammy St. Ellen, Bonner, Thomas, or Reefer, so-called number 3, have to be careful because Athanaze and others are looking to grab that spot. Sammy St. Ellen, I would say other players are looking to grab that spot. But Athanaze did not do himself justice. He got out twice in the 40s. I never saw how he got out today, but the shot that he played on Tuesday and got out was atrocious. He should not be playing that shot as someone who is looking at place in the West Indies team. And he knows that people are criticizing him that he has not yet scored a regional century. And having not scored a regional century, and an average in regional cricket of 28, he needs to do more before he can pressure someone like Bonner or Thomas or Reefer. Athanaze need to do more. Matthew Nandu look very good. And my eyes are really now on Kemani Melius. When someone at 22 years old score 192 in a regional first class game, he is not ordinary, and we should be looking at him. Good night, Scabby Boss. How you doing? It's simple, straightforward. RT now in West Indies cricket score big runs and earn a call-up. True, score big runs, and that is why Kemani Melius is on everybody's name. It's literally his third match. Lol. That is Kemani Melius. He's already done way more than I expected. Very good, very good. Supernova. You and I have had many discussions, and we always have some very good, lively discussion. But I want to ask you this, Supernova. Were you one of those bashing Kimani Melius on Tuesday when he chased a wide one from Terrace Hines and nicked off to Django behind the stump? Were you one of those who were saying that he should not be opening? There were many of you who were saying that he should not be opening. So, Supernova, if you were one of those, you need to apologize to the young man and big him up now, because a number of you were criticizing him that he should not be opening. And there he was in the second innings with a brilliant 192. What a knock from the young man. Do you believe that West Indies Cricket Board should come to agreement with Hetmeyer, or Hetmeyer should find time, then or leave him where he is? It's Mr. Jacobs, Nikema Jacobs, it is, to me, it is always two sides. You have to meet in the middle. So I don't think that the ego should be set aside and both parties meet in the middle. I'm not going to blame one party and don't blame the other. I'm saying both parties need to meet somewhere in the middle in the interest of West Indies cricket and in the interest of the young man's career, because he does have something to offer. Rakim Cornwall is clearly talented, but a professional sportsman should be mobile and supremely fit to excel. Mark from London. Thank you, Mark from London. I agree with that. And as I have said, the catch that he dropped yesterday of Archibald, and Archibald is one of my favorite cricketers, so I was disappointed when Cornwall dropped the catch. I think it was down to a lack of mobility. And as someone had said earlier in the chat, he needs to fix the problem for himself. Charlie X, yes, Charlie X is a good friend of Raheem Cornwall. Someone asked a question about Raheem Cornwall, that if his condition is medical or genetic. Can you answer that for us, Charlie X? Brian Lara brings a level of legitimacy to West Indies organization setup. True. Remember, Lara was the man who many players confided in during the T20 debacle. True. Scabby Boss. Yes, Bonner needs to be aware if his spot. Yes, that is true. Bonner is under pressure. Bonner needs to deliver. That being said, though, we must remember that Bonner have the highest test average among all the players in this team, except for Chanda Paul, who have only played 2 matches. So all current West Indies batsmen, Bonner has the highest average among all of them. Although the captain is averaging 49.97 in his last 10 test matches, Bonner average is still remain the highest overall average of all the West Indies players in Zimbabwe except Chanda Paul. And Chanda Paul has only played 2 matches, so that's a very small sample size. Older to get a score of 50 plus. Original Older have not passed 50 in his last 10 test innings. Once. He has passed 50 once in his last 10 test innings and have not gotten 5 wickets in a match in his last 15 test innings. Older need to deliver. I have said that I would have not carried Older to Zimbabwe, but he's there, so I have to support him because he's there and I want West Indies to win. Please remember to slash a like on the video, share and subscribe, please. And support Best Buy USA, who is supporting the Cricket Forum. Because with all the cricket being played, you probably need a S22 Ultra to carry around with you to watch some of the cricket. And Jimbo had no medical issue. Thank you. That I was aware of when we played together. He was actually the best batsman on our team. He batted at number 4. No, I am speaking of Tage, not Kimani Melius. I wasn't saying Kimani should not open. You are not one of them. Well, thank you for that clarity. But are you aware that a number of persons in the chat, because I saw you, Supernova, switching from match to match and giving your comment. But you are aware that a number of persons were saying that he should not be opening. I honestly feel some type of way that Brandon King wasn't included in this team. This was literally the perfect opportunity for him. True, Charlie X, and I think that is why he's playing in the T20 and not coming home to play in the regional matches. Because after doing so well, why? Bernard, how you doing? Cletus, Trinidad bowling attack on a scale of 1 to 10. I gave them 3. They were ordinary. Indeed, very ordinary. And Sheldon Smith is hiding. Sheldon Smith is hiding because on Tuesday, he was gallivanting. He was boasting that the Trinidad and Tobago third string attack blew away the Windward Islands volcanoes for 243. I can't hear from him now. Where is Sheldon? The legend Sheldon is hiding. Chris, good night to all. Thank you all for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself. Have a great night. Look after your loved one. One love. God bless. Take care now.